All right, so before us we have the slot, and it's valued at the starting bid is €1.5 million, and I'm offering the buyer and the investor to actually invest in this unique artifact. Invest specifically €1.5 million in order for us together actually increase the value for this unique artifact with scientific precision. Now, I would like to tell you why it is unique. Let me tell you this briefly. But first, I'd like to give you some information specifically about what this ring actually is, how it was valued, and why it actually spoke to or confirmed the title, the rank of its owner in the ancient world. And specifically, we're talking now about Egypt and ancient Rome. All right. Now that you've read this information, you can see for yourself that in the ancient world in general, and specifically in ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, and ancient Rome, the permission to actually wear such signet rings, because it is actually a stamp, right? It's a signet ring. Only nobility, noblemen and noblewomen were allowed to wear this. This was a prerogative of the highest level of nobility. And right now I would like to specifically talk about this golden signet ring. So, we actually put it forth for exhibition in 2008. And that particular exhibition is still around. People are still talking about it. I'm showing you just two catalogs, and here you can actually see, this is in Russian and English, you can see that particular signet ring. Here it is, that ring. And then it was part of a Scythian collection. It wasn't particularly identified yet as a signet ring of Egyptian pharaohs, not yet. And literally, just a little bit later, a series of different specialists who studied our artifacts that we have presented to them, they actually noticed that this particular signet ring is more likely to belong to Egyptian culture. Later, now we're talking about 2012, 2015, we had some correspondence specifically about this collectible with a great number, let me tell you exactly, seven specialists. And they actually, they're Egyptologists, right? They specialize in Egyptian culture. And they confirmed that this particular signet ring does have something to do and belongs to ancient Egypt. And one of the main reasons is its shape and also the image, right? The content of gold. We actually performed a chemical analysis in the Lithuanian Restoration Center when we were studying it and when we were preparing for a 2008 exhibition. And because it is gold, the material actually dates back to the 4th century BC, and it belongs to our Scythian collection. But nevertheless, like I told you, later evaluations tell us that it belongs to signet rings of ancient Egypt. And it belongs, like I've already mentioned, to the highest level of nobility. It could have, there is an opinion that it may have actually belonged to pharaohs, Egyptian pharaohs, 4th century before Christ, or maybe even earlier. And actually, I would like to remark something here. Take a look. This particular signet ring had a confirmed insured value of around €900,000, and this was in 2008. Take a look. In this case, what I'm showing you, this is the insured amount. And this was complete insurance, and we had it for our full collection, actually. See, it was 69, almost 70,000 million, euro. And it was insured with the main insurer, Swiss Insurance Group, right? A Swiss company. We have all the documentation, all the information about this particular unique artifact, and we can present it. And we can talk through this and go over it with the potential buyer. But right now, what I would like to do is actually ask you to take a look at various other signet rings that are located among the leading museums, the central museums, top-notch museums across the world. And therefore, if if an investor or collector has such an artifact, it gives one a large advantage and enables one to actually multiply their capital, because this particular signet ring is part of a private collection, because the artifacts you're about to see are part of state collections. Also, take a look at this. This is obviously part of it's an archaeological artifact, and it needs to be legalized. And we have this legalization, right? We have it for over 15 years. We've legalized our archaeological golden collection. It's a notable event because, you see, for a private collector to do something like that in the European community, to actually confirm such a collection, archaeological collection, is not an easy task. You have to have very convincing material evidence that each particular collectible was legally obtained and acquired. And we've already gone through this stage, and therefore all these factors having to do with insured value for 2008, etc., markedly increase its market value of this particular artifact, markedly so. Let me emphasize. All right. But now, do take a look at this series of photos of various signet rings, and like I've said before, they're at state museums, mainly in Europe. And so, I've just presented to you lot number 5, and its starting bid is €1.5 million. And we actually believe that it has immense potential, that its potential is actually great, and its value can be greatly multiplied. And we're willing to help the future buyer, the future collector or investor do this together, collaborate on this, and achieve what I've just mentioned. Take a look at the next lot.